Hi, my name's Al Duffy. I remember back in 1977, 78, speaking to my grandmother, asking her, where did we come from? She told me that the Duffys came from Ireland and they settled on a farm in Bolton. I came to this farm in 1978 and it had been renovated and there was a young couple living in it and they showed it to me. And I was amazed. It was like going back in time, and this is where my ancestors came from. And then 2 years ago, my daughter tells me that she was told by her boss that the property was up for sale. So I looked into it and, well, I bought the farm. I wanted to do something special. I've stripped the interior down for it. It looked like a modern home you went in. And it's kind of weird, but I ripped it all apart back to the raw log, and it was so archaic and so crude and very antique, very old. And I just haven't stopped. We've rebuilt, we've stripped the brick off and repaired some log. We turned the brick around because it had all been painted and put the brick back up. The backyard still has many of the original apple trees, the original orchard, and we have been able to prune them and properly spray them, and we got bushels and bushels of amazing apples. The barn, original, probably 1840s, 1850s barn, and the foundation was crumbling and there was some parts that were rotted of the structure. I had to disassemble it, put a new foundation, a new frame, a new something, and yet I still want to keep its original look. So by the time I'm done, it will look like an 1840s barn. Going inside, the original one-story, three-room log cabin that was the second log cabin built on this property, and it was built about 1840. And I've taken it right back to the way it would look in the 1840s. I have a Rumford fireplace being put in it as we speak. The stairs, they had cut through some of the major beams that was the ceiling, I guess you could say, of the first floor. And they had long stairs in there that were not original. So I've removed those stairs. I had to replace three of the main beams, and we put the original stairs back in. It's kind of like digging in, and you pull off a piece of wood and you see a marking in behind, and it tells you where things were. We have tons of examples of that. You pull down a wall and you see what's behind it, and it tells you a story. There's wallpaper everywhere. They wallpapered the ceilings. I guess the wallpaper was cheaper than paint. So what do I do with this? What do I do with this property? That's been the big question. The log home and the barn and the surrounding acreage, as well as the mill cottage, which is also a designated heritage site. All of those properties will all be rolled into the Duffy Heritage Foundation, which will be set up and self-funded to perpetuate itself and to just celebrate the early pioneers that came here, celebrate my family's contribution to the community, and also tie it in with the Ireland Park Foundation. Hi, my name's Al Duffy. I'm here at the Duffy Homestead with my daughter Lauren and our special guest, Robert Kearns, and the Ireland Park Foundation. And we welcome them, and we look forward to an ongoing collaborative venture of God only knows what, but some really cool stuff. But first, I want to make sure I'm dealing with a true Irishman. So let me see this. So this is on behalf of the Duffy clan. This is ancestry DNA that I'm presenting to Robert so that we can know his true roots. So I know who I'm dealing with. That's for you, Robert.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Al. Thank you.
Robert, this is amazing. I'm down here. I'm down on your new, what do you call this, quay, dock?
Dock Wall Promenade.
That's unbelievable. It's just as you said it was going to be.
Yeah.
I saw it before. This is incredible. And we're looking at the the statues here, the grounds. I'm looking at the big stone memorials you have. Like, where are you going with this? This is amazing.
It's very exciting to see it come together because the sculptures in the park were unveiled by the President of Ireland in June of '07. And then the dock wall, this is the first spring, summer that people have been able to come down to visit Ireland Park and walk along this spectacular new dock wall promenade. And what was here before was all, sectioned off with chain link fences, and the surface was dangerous and uneven. So this really opens up the whole waterfront experience beautifully. It looks fantastic. So
being of Irish descent and taking pride in that, and I see what you're doing here. You're commemorating not just the Irish immigrants, but the town at the time, York.
Yes.
And what they went through, and I just feel very honored to be involved with you guys and be affiliated in any little way. But what are your biggest challenges?
Well, we're ambitious and we take the long view. So we have an objective to convert the building that's the old executive offices of the Canada Malting Company into the new visitor centre for Ireland Park and a destination for arts and heritage exhibits down beside the park and on the waterfront. That's going to cost some money, and so we're going to start the work on the building in August, September of this year. But we've got to raise a lot of money, and so we're starting that process to reach out to people and tell our story and lay out the vision for the future. And we're hopeful people will respond. So,
let me ask you. That's obviously a big challenge, is getting the funds. What's your largest corporate donation to date?
Well, that would be CN Rail, who were at the very last lunch we ever had, which was in March of 2020. And as everyone left, the whole city closed down. The whole country closed down. So it was the Last Supper.
That was nasty.
Well, lunch, yeah.
So it was 300 grand.
Yes.
And it came from a corporation.
Yes.
That's run by an Irish descendant.
Yeah. Sean Finn of CN Rail.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, not from a corporation, but from a family, from the Duffy Heritage Foundation, which is my family's organization to celebrate the fact that we were pioneers here. What I would like to do from a private sector is actually make a contribution of not 300,000, but 305,000.
Oh my God!
We want to up it.
Oh my God!
So there
that
you
is
go.
So fantastic! Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
That is so fantastic.
I'm looking forward to a long affiliation with the foundation
that is-
and going forward.
I'm
just giving you an elbow there.
So grateful. Everyone's just going to be lit up by this because this is going to give so much leadership, and this is great.
It's a
really.
small start.
Oh.
It's from a family. Hopefully, we'll get government sponsors, and they're
Yeah.
going to see what they need to do to step up to the plate to make your vision, your dream, a reality.
Thank you. Al. It's so fantastic.
Okay,
This
show me the rest of your stuff.
Changes
here.
everything. Come on
Show
and
me
look at the
stuff.
rest.
Let's go.
We'll have to get you down here every week.
Yeah.